Today we'll be ranking every single live team of the season player that has been released. All 25 veteran packs. Havertz as the SBC and John McGinn as the objective as well are also on the list. Now there may be some more cards being released throughout the week, hopefully not 2 or 3 more, but if another card has been released and you'd want to know where I would rank him on a scale from S, A, B, C and D, then leave them in the comments and I'll reply where I would put him. I'm not sure how much more objectives or SBC players we are expecting. As well, if you guys are looking for cheap, fast and reliable coins, make sure to head on over to MMOEXP.com and use my code Davis at checkout for 5% off your order. Coins are incredibly cheap right now. The links are in the description. Alright, so let's get started, boys. We're going to start off with Super Kai Havertz, available as an SBC, 1.4 million coins. Bro, I'm putting him into the S tier because this card looks fantastic. He got a defending boost, but all of his other stats are incredible. He's got 90 plus pace, 90 plus passing, dribbling, I believe 80 something defending, and very good physical too. His free playstyle pluses, finesse shot playstyle plus, beautiful. Pinged pass playstyle plus, beautiful. And I believe the third one might be technical. Remember, lots of these cards, or the big cards anyway, have got 3+ playstyle pluses, therefore the power curve is going to move forward significantly. But comparing him to all of the other current live team of the season cards, for me, Havertz is going into the S tier. This card genuinely looks incredible. All of his playstyle pluses, incredible. And for me, he is easily worth at 1.4 million coins. I think he's best used as a number 8, in a number 8 role. You could use him as a number 10, but they gave him a bigger defending boost than shooting, so I'd much rather play him as a number 8, an attacking centre mid, or a box-to-box centre mid as a traditional 8 role. But you get what I mean, right? An attacking-minded centre mid would be his best role. Raphinha, is it Modric? Is that how you pronounce it? Now, I said I don't want to put any cards into the D tier, but I think he is the worst card on this list, alright? So we are going to put him into the D tier. If he had better playstyle pluses, then he could debate for an S. And is he usable? Yeah, sure. But comparing him to everyone else, he probably is. And I know I said I don't want anyone to be in a D tier. No one should be in a D tier. But I think comparing to everyone else, he is just the worst one. So we will put him in the lowest, right? Havertz is one of the best. And Raphinha, Modric, once again, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, is one of the worst. Sadly, that's just how it is. He's already minimum price. He's got 90 pace, which is nice. He's 6'1". His dribbling stats, I think, mid to high 80s. Which is okay for agility and balance. 5-star weak foot, but the power shot playstyle plus, if he had a finesse, a technical, something like that instead of a power shot, then he'd be in the C tier. But no, we'll put him into the D tier. Next up is Bisseck, and that is easy. He's going into the A tier. We have got a review on the channel of this Bisseck card. He was an absolute monster, a brick wall. Fantastic. Loftus-Cheek is going to be joining him. Also a review on my channel for Loftus-Cheek. I'm going to be putting Loftus-Cheek ahead of Bisseck. Bisseck is phenomenal, but Loftus-Cheek is kind of just a cheap hullet. Got a cheap hullet and one of the best centre backs on the game. Loftus-Cheek about 250k, Bisseck about 280k at the time of recording, and probably even cheaper by the time you guys are watching. But both going to be making up the A tier 100%. Next up is this David Costa card. Now his playstyle pluses are better than Raphael Majuka. I have to keep looking at this tab to remember his name. So I will be putting him into the C tier. He's usable, but not necessarily desirable. Also, to touch a little bit more on this David Costa card, I think he's much better as a left wing if you instead of playing him as a center forward. He's got 5-star skills, incredible agility and balance stats. I think 98 agility, something like that. So he's much better used as a left wing. He can obviously play on the left wing. You'd rather him there than up top. Next up is Weaver. Now, I feel like she's also going to be a D tier, and I think there's going to be actually a few D tier cards when I'm looking at it, because realistically, if you have the option of David Costa or Weaver, I'm taking David Costa, right? So I don't want to have them on the same tier. I think with Weaver, it's once again, just like Raphael or Rafa, is that Weaver's playstyle pluses are poor. She's got the power shot also. In my opinion, the power shot is one of the worst ones. Now, Alba, I feel like might be making the lower tier of C, just because stats-wise, she's very similar, or maybe even Weaver's got a little bit of an edge, but Alba's playstyle pluses are actually phenomenal. She's got the long ball playstyle plus, so the lobbed through passes, which is a great playstyle plus, and also the finesse shot playstyle plus. So for the the sake of her playstyle pluses, we'll put her into the C tier. Next up is Bia, and I'll be real, he looks a lot of fun. Incredible agility and balance, incredible dribbling stats, 6'1". The only downside is he's 4-star, but I think he's got 98 pace or something like that, so he looks pretty fun. We'll be putting him at the higher end of the C tier. Santos, she looks pretty nice. 5-star skills with a 5-star weak foot, finesse shot playstyle plus, 2 massive ticks. I do think her agility and balance, I was expecting it to be a little bit better, and one problem I have with her is she's 5'3", so she is very short. I think being short is good, but to a degree. I think 5'3" is a little bit too short. I think the cutoff is kind of like maybe 5'5", 5'4". When I used Insigne, he was really good on the ball, obviously, with a left stick dribbling, but you just get bullied. You cannot have physical contact. But no, I think her actual agility and balance stats, if they were like mid-90s, you could maybe make a case for the lower tier of A. She still looks great, of course. We're going to be putting her into the B tier. Also, Mendy, I'm going to put at the highest end of the C. I'm going to put him above Bia as well. Hold on, can I try get him at the highest end? There we go. I'll be putting him at the highest end of C. He looks good. He's got the Anticipate Playstyle Plus, only 2 Playstyle Pluses instead of 3, and he's only 20,000 coins, so maybe a good budget option. Hincapi is going to the top of B, and I'm going to put him in over Santos. The reason he's not an A is simply because Bisseck, in my opinion, is better. Juland has the Finesse Shot Playstyle Plus and the Power Shot Playstyle Plus. Stats-wise, she doesn't look too bad. 4-star skills with a 5-star weak foot. I'm going to put her into C. I'm going to put her behind David Costa. I think I'd rather David Costa at left wing than Turland up top, in my opinion. So we'll put her in the C tier behind David Costa ahead of Alba. I'm happy with that one. Moreno, he looks very nice, well-rounded. He's going into the B tier, the lower end of the B tier. I'll have him behind Santos. The third player joining the D tier for me is going to be Sheaf. Now, he's got good playstyle pluses, so we'll have him in the higher end of the D. But if you actually look at his stats are pretty underwhelming. He's got, I think, 84 pace, 90 defending, 90 physical. So 90 is his highest stat. He's obviously got 2 90 plus stats being defending and physical. It's just underwhelming. For this point of the game, there are so many cards with 3, 4 90 plus stats, and CDMs to clarify. There's so many CDMs with 3 or 4 90 plus stats. So he's only got 2 90 rated stats. The thing that's not having him at the bottom of D is the fact he's got the Intercept Playstyle Plus, which is obviously perfect for a CDM. But you know, he's definitely going to be a TOTS vet. You're not going to be frothing at the mouth if you pack. We'll just say that. Is it Anthony Robinson? I don't know if his first name is Anthony, actually. I think it starts with A. But Robinson from Fulham, he actually looks really nice. I wish he had a 3rd playstyle plus, but sadly, EA decided to only give him 2 playstyle pluses. I'm thinking either lower end of B or the high end of C. Like, the highest end of C above Otamendi, or the lower end of B behind Moreno. Or I'm not sure. I think Klaus is definitely going into the B tier, right? So we'll touch back on Robertson shortly. I think I'd rather Klaus and Moreno. If we're looking at other right backs, I'd have Klaus second just behind Hincapi. And I would rather Klaus than Robertson. I think he looks better. But Robinson is so much better than everyone else in the C tier. So I'm going to put Robinson at the lower end of B. Now, Kudus is a tricky one, man. I mean, stats-wise, phenomenal. He's got 3 playstyle pluses, one of which is the whipped pass. I just think he's missing that 5-star skills. If he had the 5-star skills, you could debate like high tier A. I don't think it'd still be S, but high tier A. We're still going to put him into the A tier, but we'll put him at the lower end of the A tier. I think he looks fantastic. Agility, balance, his dribbling stats are obviously insane, but it's really just if he had that 5-star skills would bump him up a little bit. But I think for 250k, I'd much rather Loftus-Cheek or Bisseck than spending, I think Kudus is currently 400k, right? Good card, looks good, looks meta, great playstyle pluses, just missing the 5-star skills for him to be at the higher end. Romero is going to be at the highest end of A, very close to S to be fair. And as an Arsenal fan, I hate to say it, right? Because I'm not a big fan of Romero, or Tottenham for that matter, but I will say this card looks insane. He's got the Anticipate Playstyle Plus as well as one of his free playstyles. I believe he's 600,000 coins, maybe even 700,000 coins as we speak, so there's definitely lots of hype about him. Yeah, we'll be putting him at the highest end of A. He is probably right now the best Premier League centre back, right? Except for Van Dijk, just behind Team of the Year Van Dijk probably. Raphinha. Is Raphinha an S tier or not? See, this is a hard one. Raphinha, I think I'm also going to put at the very top of the A tier, very close to the S tier. Do I don't know, man. I think I'm actually going to put him at the S tier. I think he's more of an S tier than he is an A tier. I don't know. We may have to change that. You know what? If he had finesse shot playstyle plus, would have him in the S tier. Because obviously he's a left footer, so if you're playing him on the right, he can cut in and finesse. But he doesn't. So for that matter, we're going to put him into the A. He looks great. Finesse shot playstyle plus for me would have been perfect for him. He's got the 5-star skills, great dribbling stats. He'll be silky in the box. But I love cutting in on the right. If you're using him, for me, it's my right cam. But if you're using a winger formation and using that finesse shot is beautiful. So if he had a finesse shot playstyle, I would put him into the S. But no, I think the top of A tier just ahead of Romero is very fair. Szoboszlai, I think the playstyle pluses really carry Szoboszlai. I mean, not to say his stats don't look good. I'm surprised he's only 90 rated as well. Like, he looks like a 92, 93 rated card comparing him to the others. I think he's going to the top of a B tier. We'll put him in over Hincapi. Zaha. Now, Zaha, although going to be tough to get chemistry with, looks great. And I'm going to put him into the A tier. Alexandre Lopez, if we're rating her as a centre-back, she's only 5'7". I'll be putting her at the lower end of the C tier. But she can play as a right-back. And as a right-back, I'm going to put her at the higher end of C. She's got 3 playstyle pluses. Intercept is one of them. I can't remember the other 2. But as a right-back, she makes a lot more sense than using her as a centre-back. In my opinion, too small for a centre-back. I would maybe debate like the lower end of B, but I just think Robinson just looks better than her, right? So we'll be having her in the C tier. Doku is joining Havertz in the S tier. Do I put him ahead of Havertz, so? I don't know, man. I think in terms of meta, yeah, we'll put him ahead of Havertz. He's fast, his dribbling stats are insane, his playstyle pluses are insane. I mean, I think he's 3 million coins, something ridiculous like that, right? So I think his price tag is a great way to go off of how meta Doku is. Using his pass cards, his informs earlier on in the game, he is very good. Very, very good. 5-star skills as well, right? So, yeah, he's going into the S tier. If you get your hands on a Doku, then congratulations. Saint Maximin looks very nice. I would say tough to link in with the Saudi League, but he is French, so pretty easy to link in fact. Saint Maximin, I think he's going into the A tier. I'm putting him ahead of Zaha. I think I put him ahead of Loftus-Cheek and Bisseck as well. Yeah, I definitely think that's fair. When we're going off of the concept of pacey wingers, 5-star skills, I mean, Kudus hasn't got 5-star skills, as I said, but, you know, pacey wingers, Zaha, Kudus, and Saint Maximin, I think you'd much rather Saint Maximin than Zaha or Kudus, right? Bruno Fernandes is going into the S tier as well, and I am going to put him over Havertz. Do I? Now, that's probably controversial. They're very close, man. Look, you could flip the order of Havertz and Bruno Fernandes, whatever you want. All right? I don't care. That's a big debate. Let me know down below. TOTS Havertz or TOTS Bruno Fernandes? What do you reckon? But overall, they're both into the S tier. Modric is also going into the S tier. Do I put him ahead of Doku is a question. And it is a good question at that as well. Doku over Modric. I think I'll have Doku over Modric, but they're both, once again, I think this S tier order is all very debatable, right? Like, the A tier, I'm happy with this order. The B tier, I'm happy with the order. And speaking of B tier, John McGinn is going to join in, and we're going to put him behind Klaus, I reckon. Behind Klaus, ahead of Santos. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all 27 live team of the season cards ranked. I think the S tier, look, you could get away with any order. It's very hard comparing, obviously, a winger Doku to the other positions. I think Modric is definitely above Bruno and Havertz, but as being comparing Bruno or Havertz, the A tier order, I am very happy with. Raphinha at the top, Romero closely followed by Saint Maximin, Loftus-Cheek and Bisseck, 2 phenomenal cards for only 250k. And then you've got the likes of Zaha, Kudus at the lower end of the A tier. Szoboszlai, Hincapi, Klaus, McGinn, Santos, Marino, and Robinson making up the B tier, with the, you know, the lower tier, the 20,000 coin and below cards making up the C, and then only 3 cards making up the D tier. And the reason I'm making up the D tier for Sheaf, it is his poor stats, or underwhelming stats. For Weaver and Rafa, it is simply their poor playstyle pluses. Lads, let me know if you agree or disagree with this tier list, what you would change, and let me know, Bruno Fernandes or Kai Havertz team of the season. It's a tough decision in my opinion, alright? It's been your boy Davis, and I'm very happy with this tier list. Enjoy team of the season, and I'll see you guys in the next one.